A 14th century peasant in England lacked modern conveniences like pantries or refrigerators. Despite working 12-hour days in the fields, his snack options were more diverse and nutritionally dense than those in a modern vending machine. Every morsel was produced, preserved, or foraged by the household or their immediate community. This system offered zero packaging and zero cost, providing a level of nutrition that far exceeds today's processed alternatives. Convenience food has existed for millennia, though it once consisted of whole, real ingredients. These are the 15 snacks that fueled laborers through grueling 16-hour harvest days. This rotation of snacks was perfectly engineered for storage, portability, and high-impact nutrition. A massive industrial complex later buried these methods to promote flavored cornstarch and shelf-stable chemicals. We begin with the dried apple ring, a staple that has existed since 3800 BCE. Apples were cored, sliced thin, and hung near a hearth until they became leathery and chewy. These rings could last up to 18 months, providing a reliable fruit source from autumn through spring. The drying process concentrates natural sugars and fiber while removing only the water. A single cup of these rings provides over 200 calories and significant fiber without artificial dyes. To recreate this, simply hang sliced apples in a dry area for several days and store them in glass. Next is quince preserved in honey, a method documented by Roman cooks in the 4th century. Quince is nearly inedible raw, but stewing it in honey neutralizes bitter tannins and creates a long-lasting confection. Honey serves as a natural preservative due to its low pH and minimal water activity. A peasant with a jar of honeyed quince possessed a shelf-stable source of vitamin C and antioxidants. The hazelnut was perhaps the most common gathered snack in medieval Northern Europe. Archaeological sites from early medieval Ireland show that hazelnuts made up a massive portion of the regional diet. A 2024 Oxford study used these shells to map ancient woodlands, proving the nut's central role in daily life. Containing 60% fat and high protein, they were the ultimate portable fuel. Peasants carried handfuls in belt pouches, requiring no cooking or complex preservation. They provided the same macronutrients as modern protein bars, without the need for soy lecithin or factory processing. In rocky regions where wheat struggled, the roasted chestnut became the primary source of tree bread. Entire communities survived on these hardy trees that thrived where grain crops failed. 1 cup of roasted chestnuts delivers 350 calories and essential minerals like potassium and magnesium. They were sold as street food at medieval fairs and roasted at home in simple hearth ashes. The wedge of aged hard cheese represents a masterpiece of historical food engineering. Monasteries in the 13th century pioneered aging techniques that allowed cheese to last for months without refrigeration. By removing moisture and using salt or brine, cheesemakers created a compact block of protein and calcium. A small wedge provides 20% of daily calcium with only a single ingredient, milk. Fresh curd cheese balls offered a quicker alternative, made by heating milk and adding vinegar. This technique has remained unchanged since the time of Homer, providing immediate protein for the working class. Pressed into rounds and dried, these balls became portable lumps of pure nutrition. You can replicate this today by straining milk curds through cloth and pressing them for an hour. The trencher was a thick slab of stale, coarse bread that served as a functional plate. It absorbed the fats and juices of the meal and was eaten last or given to the poor. This practice ensured that every drop of nutrient-rich broth was consumed, making food waste impossible. modern society loses billions of pounds of food annually, a concept foreign to the medieval mind. Oat cakes were simple discs of oats, water, and salt, baked on a hot stone. Scottish soldiers famously carried sacks of oatmeal on long campaigns to sustain themselves through forced marches. Oats contain beta-glucan fiber, which modern research links to improved cholesterol and long-lasting satiety. A month's supply of these durable snacks can be baked in a single batch. The medieval wafer, or obli, was a thin batter pressed between heated iron plates. These evolved into the modern waffle, though the original version was a crisp, portable bread without the syrup. By the 13th century, wafer makers had established their own professional guilds in major cities like Paris. This snack was so successful that it eventually grew into a multi-billion-dollar global breakfast industry. Rose hips are the small fruits of wild roses and contain up to 30 times more vitamin C than oranges. Medieval families gathered them in autumn to keep their immune systems strong throughout the winter months. During World War II, the British government revived this knowledge to prevent scurvy when citrus imports were cut. What was once a common peasant snack became a critical matter of national survival. Salted dried fish, or stockfish, was a massive trade commodity originating in Norway. By drying fish to 20% water content, it became 80% protein by weight and survived for years. Because the medieval calendar required many fast days where meat was forbidden, fish was essential. A strip of dried cod offered more portable protein than almost any modern energy supplement. Peas pudding was made by boiling dried peas with salt and fat until they collapsed into a thick paste. When cooled in a crock, it could be sliced and carried as a dense, protein-rich meal. This dish was a primary source of iron and calories, famously described in nursery rhymes as 9 days old. Its longevity made it a staple for households with limited fuel for cooking. Smoked eels were ubiquitous in the marshlands of medieval England, particularly the fenlands. The Domesday Book records many fisheries that paid their annual rent entirely in thousands of eels. After smoking over an open fire, the oily fish provided dense calories and essential fats. It was a vital supplement during Lent, when other fatty animal products were strictly prohibited. Medieval gingerbread was a dense, chewy mixture of breadcrumbs, honey, and warming spices like ginger and pepper. This was not a soft cookie, but a shelf-stable energy bar that lasted for weeks in a pouch. One small piece was dense enough to fuel a laborer through a full afternoon of manual work. Unlike modern bars, it relied on the natural antibacterial properties of honey for its long shelf life. Finally, wild garlic carpets European forests every spring and was eaten raw for its pungent flavor. Peasants used it as an immune booster, unaware of the specific biochemistry we now call allicin. This antimicrobial and antifungal plant was free for the taking, yet most modern people walk past it. 2 generations of supermarket dependence have erased the common knowledge of edible wild plants. These 15 snacks were entirely free of industrial oils, refined sugars, and plastic waste. They provided a seasonal rotation of real food that supported the human body's most basic needs. The food industry eventually replaced these staples with cheap commodity grains processed at high heat. Convenience was sold as an upgrade, but it was actually a trade-off for nutritional quality. The global snack market is now worth hundreds of billions, yet the medieval peasant often ate better. Their challenge was the quantity of food available, while our modern challenge is the quality. You can reclaim this knowledge by incorporating a few of these ancient snacks into your own life. Start with dried fruit or simple oat cakes and observe the difference in your afternoon energy levels. Discover more history by watching the next video. We're eager to share more with you. You can't go wrong. All our videos are deeply detailed, dull while fascinating, and distinctly sleep-inducing.